My name is Vicky Higginson, and my work, the overall title of the works is Coping Mechanisms. So the works were in response to a previous body of work that was about damaging thoughts and feelings, and I wanted to make pieces that kind of counteracted those, so kind of imagine devices that could heal emotional ailments and that kind of thing, but then taking inspiration also from folklore and fairy tales, and ritual objects and sort of old scientific and medical equipment, so merging a lot of things together that then I found had a lot of similar threads of ways of understanding the world and ways of sort of making yourself feel better about placing the world. I think there's a lot of detail in the work, so I think most of the pieces will have something that you wouldn't necessarily notice at first glance, but there's a lot of detail with feathers and then also with the engraved parts of the pieces, so especially on the large piece in the corner there's a lot of symbolism within the engraving of the works. I've never really included writing in my work before, and that was something that I came to quite late in the process, but in having done so much reading of fairy tales and incorporating that idea into the work, I felt like it was quite important to have that aspect sort of actually on display, so it feels a lot more, it kind of puts meaning more out there than just having sort of quite ambiguous objects, and it feels kind of exposing, like it's not something I've really done in my work before, but I think it really adds a kind of greater depth to it and a more of a link through to some of the themes that I've been looking at. I had the concept from the start, but didn't really have a clear idea of what the objects were going to be, and in some ways now looking back at the end of it, to go actually, yeah, I think this was what was in my head from the start, and sort of see how all the ideas came together. It did surprise me, especially when I was doing the research, of how many threads there were that went through all the different themes that I was looking at, and how well it all worked together in a way. So